Another beautiful sunrise. But today we're going to haul some corn from a farm in Alabama over to a buying point in Mississippi. Doing our pre-trip inspection, checking power steering fluid, checking coolant under the hood. We're looking for leaks, anything that might be not quite right, anything obvious. We do have a hopper bottom today. Yesterday we were just bobtail. So we're going to do our pre-trip inspection, get this thing going, get it on the road. So we can try to get some stuff done. We'll start building air up. Our air gauges are at 0. Everything's coming to life. Start checking tires. You're just listening for a dud sound. So if it's got that flat sound to it, we need to add air to it. All those are good. Don't pay no attention to that. That's not. Our tarp is secured. That secures that tarp there. Tarp gets sucked up underneath this little cup there that tightens it down. All right, we'll give this trailer some air, give it some air pressure, and we supply our trailer pressure for this red valve here. Push that in, we'll start charging the tanks on the trailer. Close that guy. Has a little latch right here. Push that in. Woo, and I missed. There we go. One more on the other side. If I don't trip in these vines. That guy in. We can turn our RPM up a little bit using this cruise control. To help. Okay. I'm gonna check. And he'll get fuel. So right here, this audio is kind of messed up. I guess it was too loud for the microphone and it kind of maxed the microphone out. So we sped this up 200 times, so 200%, twice as fast. that auger really is pushing the corn out there about 200 bushels a minute. That's my dad on the combine, and you can see really how big this hopper bottom trailer is. You know, right there, there's several feet left in the trailer, and it's full as far as much weight as we can pull. And we're pulling into the yard here. This is I had to drive 120 miles. This is private property. Whenever you turn in here, depending on the season, if corn is just really getting started to be shelled across our area, then it'll be trucks lined up and you'll have to wait. At this time, peanuts have been well underway, and we had several hundred acres of corn left to go. During the week, we haul over here, and on weekends, we haul it to the bin. All these train cars to the left are corn hoppers, and they hold like 150,000 pounds gross weight, between the trailer and the corn that's in it. There'll be a little sign right here, usually it says stop or go. If it's not there, you can just pull right onto the scales, and you actually see them driving up onto the railroad tracks, and the railroad tracks go right across the scales, right through the middle of them, so that they can weigh each rail car separately. And they do the same thing that we do with the truck. They get a gross weight when you pull on. They'll take a weight measurement after you're done emptying the corn, and then you get how much corn you actually delivered from the difference in those two weights. You'll go inside, you'll give them a ticket, they'll punch the weight of the gross weight, and then they'll take a sample of the corn, and then we can start unloading. Whenever they give us the go ahead to unload, we'll have to go kind of slow. There's these grates there that keep anybody or anything that's not corn from going in the hole. And they take the samples and they get the weight on it, and they tell us how many pounds it takes to make a bushel, because that does vary. This was 57 pounds per bushel, I believe, 56 point something. It was really dry corn, 12.8%, I believe, is what it was. We usually start shelling corn at about 21%, and we stop around, when we get done. You kind of got to be careful. Those gates, you can't open them much. That's two really big augers in the floor there. And that gate is wider than what it appears to be. It's the width of the trailer almost. Definitely the width between the tires. And it can come out of there really fast. You can dump 10,000 pounds in a minute, or if you open it up, seconds. But that's a process. You sit there and let it drain out, and whenever they get done, they'll punch that ticket again, give us our empty weight, and then we get paid based on how many pounds of corn we deliver. And you really want to open those gates up at the end to make sure it'll create like a shelf in that corner between the spout and the shelf, and it'll create a shelf in the corner between the gate and the hopper. And there may be a couple hundred pounds of corn left there. Look at there. It was done running out, and I just opened that gate another 2 inches, and a whole new level of corn starts to flow out. And then you just keep on opening, and it just more and more trapped on that shelf. And it's kind of like a little avalanche. You upset it, and it just keeps on coming down. Those grates are there for safety purposes, and there's another set of grates underneath it that run the other way that have a wider gap in them, and the auger is underneath there. Closing the gate back off. I want to shut that latch so when we get back in the field, we don't have any leakages between the field and the back on the road. This back one had more corn in it than the front one, just because this was the first time we loaded this trailer, and just trying to figure all that out, you know. New piece of equipment, especially whenever it's a little bit larger than what you need. Oh, got it going too fast. And that's about it. It's just a waiting game. This process right here takes about 30 minutes. We sped it up a little bit and cut out some parts. This guy works here in the plant, and this feed is for, this corn is for chicken feed. They take and mix it with soybeans and a variety of other things to get the blend that they need for the chickens to get the proper nutrition. And they vary that blend from chicken house to chicken house, and a farmer may have 3 to 5 chicken houses on the property, and each house has its own food blend. And depending on where those chickens are in their growth stage and what they need nutrition-wise to optimize their growth, they vary the feed that they're getting. Sometimes they'll put more of one thing or another, because the quicker they can grow those chickens to a heavier weight, the more money they make in the grocery store. And it's not going to the chicken farmer or the corn farmer. It's the somebody in the middle that's making all that. But you can see you don't have to open up that gate very far, and it's coming out of there faster than what that auger can handle. And there's a sump in the floor as well, so you can start pouring it faster, and then you have to slow down when the sump gets full. So just pulled out of the scale house. I'm gonna get out of the way so somebody else can wait, get on there and get unloaded. I'm sure they're waiting just like I was. We delivered 56,880 pounds of corn, and 88,000 is the legal limit on gross for state roads with a farm tag. So we were 85,100 pounds, and that's the first load with this truck. So we know we can put about another 2,500, 2,900 pounds of corn, we'll be headed back to the field now. 56,800 pounds. If you divide that by the bushel weight of 57, it's really close to 1,000 bushels of corn delivered. It'd be 998 or something like that. 997. Just off the top of my head. Back on the road.